All right, we're starting to take these things apart. Don't really know where to start, so we're just gonna start taking out all these panels, like the screws from the panels, just like you would of a smaller central air. I think I'm gonna film a time lapse of at least one of them because we got 2 to do. Stupid phone is not focusing for some reason. There we go. So I think we're gonna start on one. I'm just gonna start on this one and then finish this one first and then move on to that one. I take some time-lapse video, but I'll keep stopping the time-lapse so I can take some close-up video so you can see what it looks like inside and stuff. All right, let's get to this. Got all of the body panel sides off and got the top motor off from right there. Guess this is like the heating element. Looks like the inside of some furnaces. Pretty sure this whole top panel will pull off right now too. This is a nice thick aluminum copper rod right here. Goes down the whole way. Lots of copper tubing in there. Decent amount of wire. A couple more motors. This belt was snapped inside of here already, so curious if that was the reason why it wasn't working. Or at least just one of the reasons. There's that aluminum copper rod. It's a little bit skinny, but it's still pretty big. Obviously the 2 compressors there.
Took all the boards over.
Oh yeah, all those filters. Yeah, that's what it is. This piece right here, got the steel in the trailer. You want to try to pull this off while I film?
Yeah.
Oh, trippy. Nice. Oh, nice. That was your tool set, not mine.
Yeah, I know. I just realized that. I was like, shit, I should have knocked yours down.
Yeah. Oh, pain in the ass.
See, at least it closed when it fell.
Oh, nice.
Only like 4 fell down.
There's another there.
Oh, cheers.
Might want to put them back in their spots to
Yeah.
see if you're missing any. It is a double rad over here too, eh? Yeah, it's 2 attached into each other. 2 skinny ones. So there's still gonna be a decent chunk of steel weight here.
Yeah.
Decent amount of wire at least. Yeah, this is all that thick gauge wire that comes in through the panel.
Yeah.
Goes all the way up here, so it's a decent amount. Look,
Yeah.
it's wrapped up, like that's an excessive amount
Yeah.
for no reason.
See how
Give
they
us
took
more
all
money.
those boards out?
Yeah.
It's all the what do you call it? Those
Yeah, like circuit boards.
circuit boards.
I wonder if it's
Where they
left
could
in the
literally
other
go
one.
with the meters and jumpstart the unit.
Huh.
See them do it.
Little transformer. Yeah, no doubt. I wonder if they're gone out of the other one too.
Probably are. They probably took them because they were probably working. Those
Maybe
boards are like.
Maybe it was a newer control board.
Yeah.
Like they replaced it, so it's
Yeah,
new,
so they took it out.
it.
Guaranteed.
They are HVAC guys, so they know what they're looking at. You can probably reuse it or resell it. Alright, so I'll set the time lapse back up and continue taking this thing apart. There's no Freon in it. The HVAC guys said that they sucked the Freon out of both of them. So we shouldn't have any Freon spraying out. He said it's an older style unit too, so it's actually less PSIs than like the new style. Oh, let's set this back up, get it finished. Don't worry, I will. Alright. Here's the copper that we cut out so far. There's a rad pretty much just sitting there. Or is just sitting there, I guess. Got quite a bit done. This rad is just floating here. I think it's just this one last copper tube holding it up. Got some wire over here. Might strip this wire, might just sell it as number 1 insulated. Some more insulated wire here. Some tech cable. 1 piece of low-grade wire. All the steel's in the trailer. So we can pretty much pull the rad out, and we're gonna cut this tube, see if the rad will fall. Nice. There's a lot of copper just on the side of this rad too.
Oh yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It's got triple noodles. Double
Oh, yeah.
noodles.
It's 4, not 3.
Yeah.
Or 4 on this side at least.
4 on that side? Oh, it's you got 3 going
Oh yeah.
on that side. That's funny.
Nice. So, shouldn't take too much longer to get the rest of this taken apart. We'll probably just pile the rads up to the side for now and then cut them all at once we get the other one taken apart as well. So we can cut these steel ends off. We do that all at once because it makes a mess, especially on the grass. It's hard to find all the little noodles. Pick them all up. So, get back to the time lapse and I'll update you once we're done this one unit, I think. Here we go, we got everything apart. 2 compressors, 2 motors from it, a little bit of copper here. We still got to separate the steel from the copper and separate the number 1 and number 2 copper. A couple pieces of brass, put all the nuts and bolts in there. The rest of this is just steel, so we'll throw it in the trailer with the other stuff. These 2 rads are surprisingly heavy. Like I thought it would be decently heavy, but when we went to pick it up, it was like surprisingly heavy. More is better. So Gonna load the rest of the steel into the trailer, and then we'll go ahead and start on this one. Once we finish that one, we'll go ahead and cut all 4 of the rads at the same time. We actually also got this weird thing here, some sort of oil pump or something. Really old. Got all this copper tubing.
Other AC.
And this other AC, yeah.
Yeah, 2 rooms.
Might as well take this AC apart too, eh?
Yep.
Add it to it. 2 aluminum rims. A little bit more steel back here. This big ass garbage can full of house wire. Squished in there, so it's really heavy. 1 piece of BX. Not exactly sure if we're gonna mix the copper and stuff together, or if we'll put it separate so we can try to see how much we get for the air conditioners alone. Might be easier just to put it all together. Try to guess what is here in copper. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Got a ball, eh? What is this? Ready? Yeah, good girl. Where'd you get this from? The part. It's all of the copper from it. All of the wire. There's 3 of the rods. The other one's on the other side here. Just a couple more things to come off. Throw the steel into the trailer. And then we'll get to cutting the rods. Trailer's pretty full just from the steel from these 2 things. Not too bad at all. So I'll update you once we get to cutting these rods. Got everything sorted out and in bins. Just got to cut the copper rads or the copper noodles off of the rads. These 2 piles. This is number 2 copper. This is number 1. This is what was sitting over there. Haven't put it in the bins yet because I'm just keeping it separate, so you can see what came from the air conditioners. This is number 2 copper. Not very much at all. Come on, Lex. Not yet, because once we cut all this, all those noodles will go in there. This is number 1 copper. It's the wire. This is all the wire that was in it as well, the thick wire. We stripped it all. So all the steel. Trailer is pretty full. Now we set up these 2 pieces of plywood so that we can cut the noodles off on here, keep it off the grass so it's a little bit easier to clean up. So I'll probably go ahead and set my camera back up for a time lapse and film a time lapse of cutting all those off. We're gonna end up just mixing this in with the other stuff, and also bringing all this wire, these aluminum rims. These 2 other small rods came from that small air conditioner. So with this other compressor. So go ahead and start cutting these. This is the number 2 bin. I already put all the little noodles in there. I figured I'd keep this aside so you can see how much of these pieces were on here. Quite a bit. So I'm gonna put that in that bin with that. Some more number 2 copper over here. This pile right here. Put that in with number 2. Put this in with number 1. Load it all up into my buddy's truck. Already got the aluminum copper rads up here. Quite a big stack. They're heavier than they look too, so should be a decent amount of weight there. Truck might be squished down a little bit as it is already. My truck's full of garbage right now. Just a bunch of garbage that I gotta get rid of. My table saw and this toolbox that I found on the side of the curb. Someone was just throwing it out. Figured I might as well grab it. I don't know if I'll use it or could probably sell it. Quite a full load of, it's just gonna be shred. Didn't bother taking the motors off, these small ones. Other than that, we're pretty much good. So I'm just gonna load all this stuff up, go drop it off to the scrapyard. When we get back, I'll show you a shot of the receipt so you can see how much it all weighed. Oh yeah, I got it. One hand. If it works on this scale. .6. Not sure how much the bin weighs, but we'll see after.
It's probably about right.
Once we empty them at the scrapyard, they'll tell us how much the bins weigh anyways. Number 2. Said 30.8, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite a bit for sure. So once we get these emptied out, we'll see how much they weigh empty, and we can minus it from that. So you can try to get a calculation of exactly how much we made off of these 2 air conditioners. So that's it for now. I'll update you when we get back. Got everything loaded into the truck. And we're good to go. So here's the receipt from that load. Pretty good total for sure. There's a lot of extra stuff there, not just from the air conditioners, but a good chunk of it was from the air conditioners. Definitely can't complain at that. So, thanks for watching. Try to get more videos posted more often.